I was said to be born on February 14th, 1817, but that's only a guess since my mother once called me her Valentine. I then took Valentine's Day as my birthday. People also believe that my dad was my master, but what I do know is that I was born into slavery in Tuckahoe, Maryland, and that my birth name was really Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. I changed my name to Douglas after I escaped slavery to elude the slave catchers. I was born in my grandmother's house and lived there until my mother died when I was only 8 years old. After that, I lived in the house of my master and possibly my father, Aaron Anthony. While there, being too young to work on the plantation, I was working as a houseboy doing errands and chores. Then, in 1826, I was sent to Baltimore to work as a houseboy for Hoog and Sapphira Auld, the brother and sister-in-laws for Anthony's daughter. Following Anthony's death in 1826, while I lived there, I learned how to read and write. After 7 years, I was sold to Edward Covey, who was referred to as a, quote, Negro breaker, unquote, since he was a slave reformer. Being 16 and educated, I fought back at my master after being flogged weekly. On January 1st, 1834, I was sent to Wilton Freeman. During the time, I taught slaves how to read and write, ignoring the law that prohibited it. I then planned an escape with 4 other slaves. After being discovered and others were sold to a plantation in the Deep South, I was luckily sent back to Hoog Auld, and the Aulds had me working in the docks where I met free slaves and participated in a debate club. It was there where I met my love of my life, Anna Murray. She helped me plan my escape to New York on September 3rd, 1833. My abolition career started when I went to a Liberator gathering and was asked to speak. One of the members in the audience was the famous abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison. After the speech, the Massachusetts Anti-Slavery Society offered me a position. In 1845, I wrote Narrative of My Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave, written by himself, a bestseller among the anti-slavery community. I then went to the UK for over 2 years to speak about slavery. While there, funds were being raised to purchase my freedom from Auld and start a paperback in America. The paper came to be known as the North Star. The paper appealed to the free black community and also served as a stop on the Underground Railroad, helping about 400 slaves in 10 years. Knowing that I needed to be involved in politics to help make change happen, I joined the Republican Party, and one of my main oppositions was the Fugitive Slave Act. To gain support for the North Star, I changed the name of my paper to the Douglass Papers. Being friends with John Brown, he came to me to ask for his help on the raid on Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. After it failed, I fled to Canada to escape the possible charges of aiding and abetting Brown. I lived there for 6 months and returned only after the death of my daughter. In the election of 1860, I helped campaign for Lincoln and was happy to hear that the South seceded from the Union and they had fired on Fort Sumner. After the Emancipation Proclamation, I acted as a recruiter for the Union forces. After the Civil War finished, I then finished my career by advocating for women's rights. I died after a women's rights speech by a heart attack in 1845, and I am buried in Rochester, New York.